Yo, welcome back to the Danger Zone. 423. Hey, man, on the West Coast, we over here. It's about 62 degrees, I think, today. I might have to go for a ride. But first, I got some crazy stories to tell you. Let's get into it.
Went up. There was one that went up about 30 feet and crashed down right next to the people that sent it. They said, "What the hell is going on?" Those defensive systems were made by Russia and by China. So they're going to go back to the drawing boards, I guess.
The hell is he talking about? Trump, he's saying some crazy things, but I think he's just an actor. Like they say in a lot of these videos, they don't hire the guy that's most qualified for the job. They hire the best liar.
So this clip is crazy to me. Check it out.
The whole Facebook movie is a giant lie.
Yeah, I had to put myself in here for this one because it was copyrighted, whatever. So you get to watch me eating some popcorn and watching it. But this is about Facebook.
It's a propaganda piece. That was a Pentagon program called LifeLog. LifeLog is a Pentagon program that wants to collect all your data for your whole life. What day did the government stop the LifeLog project?
Whoa. DARPA shut down the LifeLog project February 4th, 2004.
What day was Facebook registered as a business?
Oh my God. No way, bro.
The exact same day. They don't even hide it, dude.
It was created by DARPA.
Yeah, they handed it to Mark Zuckerberg. And then the Vossel twins.
What about the other? Yeah.
That's all. And that's why they became the first Bitcoin millionaires. Because they played ball. It's all theater, dude.
So what is the purpose of LifeLog?
To collect all your data for your whole entire life.
So the theory that Facebook was basically just a cover-up for something bigger, which is collecting all of your data, not just personal data, but like pictures of everything you do, you know, something you're doing every second, what you enjoy, all of that.
Yeah.
Is that real?
So DARPA is the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
It is real. You know, I seen a story yesterday that was it Roblox or one of them games? Damn, I don't remember the game. Oh, whatever. One of them kids games though. And they would go around the whole world everywhere and they would look for these little things and they would use their phones and whatever. And the whole time that program was set up by like DARPA or the government. And it's actually better than Google Maps because they got so much data out of that little kid or that video game that everybody was playing. The shit's real, son.
I know a lot of people who run countries because that's my job, is to interview people, and a lot of people with power. I'm not one of them, but I've been around them a lot, and they're, to a man, to a person, religious people. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. And almost every single one of them, with very few exceptions, poses as a secular person. They are observant religious people. Now, they are not serving the Christian God. None of them that I've ever met. But they are serving gods. They think in terms of supernatural power. They all believe correctly, in my opinion, that they are being guided by and strengthened by, given authority by supernatural powers. And they appease those powers. Not accusing them of what we'd call witchcraft, but it is in fact witchcraft, is what it really is. They're all participating in it, and we can call that, they're superstitious. There's no such thing as superstitious religious faith. Now, it could be faith in demons, which it typically is, but it doesn't make it any less religious.
Yeah. What I want to know is, are them demons and those gods real?
It's all fake. I think everything has been falsified before the year 1600.
How so?
If you look on very, very old maps, you see that there used to be a country called Tartaria that was in existence. And at a certain point, all of history has been changed. About 1,000 years have been added to the timeline in order to justify land claims, largely have to do with the Eurasian horde and the elimination of the Eurasian horde.
The Eurasian horde.
Rome and Greece and Egypt were actually active till around 1600. And then Rome actually fell around 1492.
As opposed to what's the conventional timeline?
About 1,000 years before. If you can wrap your head around it, the Salem witch trials took place around the same time as the Inquisition. Columbus was discovering America around the time Rome fell. All of this was designed to erase this entire civilization from history.
Might have put that one on the last video, but either way, super interesting. Tartaria. If they can wipe out whole nations, if they can wipe out whole continents, you know, and hide it from the rest of us, what do you think they're capable of now? Because they did that shit a long time ago.
CIA can intercept anything from anyone,
Yep.
number one. Number two, they can remotely take control of your car through the car's embedded computer.
You think they can't? You ever had a Tahoe or a Suburban or an Escalade? You ever had just your basic Suburban, like a 2007? They can even steer those and hit the brakes on those. Those got computer systems in them that can be controlled. Because when the StabiliTrak system geeks out, brakes will grab and lock up, and the computer does all kinds of weird shit when it's malfunctioning. So if someone was able to tap into that, they can do it. So don't think just because your car's old that they can't do it. It needs to be old like 1963 Impala old, you know? I guess maybe in the 80s and earlier. But anything newer, they could probably get in that computer to fuck with your shit.
To do what? To make you drive off a bridge, into a tree, to make you kill yourself.
Yeah.
And make it look like an accident. They can
Sounds
take
familiar.
over your smart television and turn the speaker into a microphone so that they can listen to what's being said in the room even when the TV is turned off. God knows what else that they can do that hasn't been leaked. Are hitmen real? Yes. At the National Security Council, there is a committee that meets every Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock to draw up something called the kill list. They sit around a table and they make a list of all the people that they want to kill that week.
Yep.
And then they take it back to the CIA, which has a dedicated unit. I won't tell you the name, but it has a dedicated unit that takes receipt of the list. They say, okay, number one. They drive to the airport, they get on the plane, they go out to that country, they kill the person.
God damn, this is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Dang. I wouldn't doubt it. So who do we want to kill this week? You got any good ideas?
I mean, someone from the country that gave us Jeffrey Epstein, gave us Diddy, gave us OnlyFans, gave us Barbie, the country that ranks the highest in the production and the consumption of pornography.
And drugs.
A country where 1,500 women are murdered every year in so-called domestic violence, where homicide is the leading cause of death for pregnant women, where 24 women per minute in your country are victims of sexual assault or some form of physical violence or stalking. That's over 12 million women per year. You know, over a third of the women in your country are clinically depressed. And good night, how could they not be? Over half of all adult men between the ages of 18 and 45 have OnlyFans subscriptions.
I don't.
And almost 2 million of your women are selling themselves on that platform.
Yeah, but women been selling themselves and men been selling themselves for years. I'm selling myself right now. I'm entertaining y'all. You know what I mean? I'm bringing you all these clips and all this information, taking up my time, selling myself. If I had to go out and build a fence or maybe dig a ditch, I'm selling my strength and my body and my time and my... So everybody sells themselves. So careful when you listen to this kind of shit, in my opinion.
It's dystopian. You people spend over $1 billion a year.
Who you calling you people, son?
On breast implants because you drummed it into women's heads that their bodies are the source of their self-worth, are the source of their value in your society, and that those bodies have to conform to a very rigid, pornographic, cartoonish male fantasy criteria.
Yeah, and they've done it forever. That's why I don't like makeup. You can see my woman doesn't wear a lot of makeup. And a lot of the chicks, maybe one of them, one of my baby's moms, she wore a ton of makeup. She probably still does. But I don't like that shit. I don't like fake tits. I don't like, you know, could you imagine you meet a girl and you taking her shit off and she got her bra stuffed? Or the dude pulls, you know, he got a big old bulge. You know what I'm saying? And you get him to the house and that's actually just a piece of fake rubber he's got down there. He takes that off and now that was just to attract you, to get you here. That's how sick it is. A lot of people do it. I'm not down with none of that shit. I knew when I was a kid. Nope. No,
I mean, you've gone so far in defining women by their body parts that if a man gets those same body parts surgically manufactured and fastened to himself, then you'll make him Woman of the Year.
Yeah, you make fun of him.
Did you know that the average age of first exposure to pornography in your country, in the United States, is 11? 11.
Yeah.
Means you start training your boys on degrading and objectifying and sexually abusing women before they even reach puberty.
Yep.
I'm telling you, your whole society is a grooming gang. It's just one giant grooming gang. Not to mention the vile and the vulgar language that you use about women, the derogatory words you use about women, the names you call them, and you normalize this kind of denigration of women to such an extent that women themselves have even started to use it about themselves.
Yeah.
Your whole pop culture is a full frontal assault on the dignity and the honor of women. I mean, I'm not even getting into your global crimes against women in the global South. Haiti, Bosnia, the Philippines, Korea, Iraq, Afghanistan. I mean, take your pick. Your soldiers and your contractors trafficked women, raped women, enslaved women, assaulted women, killed women by the thousands. Not to mention how your soldiers rape your own enlisted women systematically. Female soldiers getting raped by male soldiers. You think I'm going to just play along with someone from that country, from that so-called civilization? I'm going to play along with someone from that country that's the architect of women's degradation in their country and around the world, the objectification, the exploitation, the commodification. You really think I'm going to play along with any suggestion that you people care about the rights of women?
Yeah.
That you care about their freedom to speak out?
Now I know who he's talking about when he says you people. I get it now. I ain't never been down with it either. I don't play the game. I don't play the system. I'm not going to get into all that on camera, but I don't play none of that shit.
Right? Because when you ask/accuse Muslims, accuse Islam of being oppressive to women, you're trying to misdirect and deflect away from your own monstrous treatment of women, both in your own country and around the world. And you're trying to make it look like you actually uplift and honor women and their dignity and so forth, when the truth is that no culture and no society in human history has ever been more comprehensively atrocious and more atrociously degrading towards women than your society and your culture. You see what I mean? Every time they open their mouths, every time, wallahi, every time they string together words on a keyboard, it is always and only for the purpose of civilizational self-validation.
Oh.
Precisely because of the outrageous invalidity at the very foundations of their civilization.
Facts. Shahid Bolson. Shout out to Shahid.
The only hardcore thing is that there is an extremely classified document dealing with religion, and it's about that thick. Period. But why would there be any classified material dealing with religion?
Yeah.
I want to go back to the religion thing. I want you to say it.
It's so far out.
All right, your objection has been noted.
Okay.
What does it say?
That we're containers. That's how supposedly the aliens look at us. That we are nothing but containers.
Containers of? Containers.
Maybe containers of souls. You can come up with whatever theory you want, but we're containers, and that's how we're mentioned in the documents. That religion was specifically created, so we have some rules and regulations for the sole purpose of not damaging the containers.
Ooh, not damaging the containers. What I heard, I watched the video, and I heard that human beings, we used to just be spirits, and the gods, whoever, it took a long time for them to figure out how to get us into a physical, what we are now. That's what I heard. So we're really just a spirit, a light, if you will. And so maybe we are just containers. We'll find out when we die, right? Hopefully.
The universe will not give you what you want.
Oh, yeah. And shout out to Bob Azar. He lives right down the road. I got a homeboy who just got a picture with him, or a homeboy, an acquaintance that just got a picture with him. Shout out to Freddie. What up, son?
It gives you what you are. If you emit a frequency of want, what you're telling the universe is that you lack something, and you're trying to chase it. If you have a clear intention and can see, smell, hear, and feel it as if it is happening now, you no longer need it. And that is when the universe will mirror your frequency. People often ask, how can I have a goal but also be content with everything I have? I ask them, when you put your destination into your GPS in the car, do you question whether you're going to get there?
Sometimes, depends on the GPS system. You trying with the Apple Maps, that's just bullshit. I go to Google Maps, works way better. So it depends on the system you're using.
Or do you just accept that it's inevitable?
You usually accept it.
And only concentrate on the next turn. That is how manifestation works.
Yup, I believe it. 100%.
What do you think are the 3 biggest lies humans have been told?
I think the 3 biggest lies are death is the final reckoning, whereas I think death is actually the beginning.
Yeah.
I think that if you look at secret societies, the way they initiate you into the society is through death.
Right. And death is just the beginning, unless you do it yourself. Then you're gonna have to come back, I think, and try it again. I don't know. Something about this theory, I personally, something about it I believe. But if you do it right and you learn your lessons and there is a certain correct way, then I think you move on and get enlightened and go somewhere else or something. But
they pretend that you died. They bury you. And the reason why is that every time you die, you can look at yourself for who you are and choose a better path.
Right.
So you're able to let go of who you are. And that's why I think death is important, because death allows for rebirth and rejuvenation. It allows for a reset.
Yes.
And I think that's a mechanism of knowledge accumulation where if you are making a mistake in this life, don't worry about it because you're going to die. And you'll probably come back at a later point
yeah.
and learn from your mistakes. But don't be afraid to die. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. It's all part of the growing process. So I think death is one of the greatest lies, and it's a very destructive lie.
Yeah.
Where, for whatever reason, everyone's afraid to die, so they spend billions of dollars trying to live forever, right? Yeah. So I think that's a huge, huge lie.
Mm-hmm.
The second big lie is that
they've made movies about it. They've actually made movies about it where you keep making a mistake and you come back, and then until you get it right, you know, I believe that. That's my belief.
That we are individually powerless. We don't matter, right? So there's this war going on in Iran. Well, we can't affect its outcome because we're not warriors. We don't have an army. So let's just sit back and watch OnlyFans or play video games or gamble.
Or make YouTube videos and make some money so you can pay for bills. So I got to go to a baseball game later, and I had to pay for that, and I got to pay for gas, and I had to pay for the bike that I'm riding there, and the car that the wife is driving there, you know, and I had to pay for all this stuff. So not everything is useless, but I get what he's saying.
How the war will turn out. But as I say, but as I said before, we're all a reflection of the universe. And what we do matters. If we choose to live a good life ourselves, the universe will be better for it. So don't worry about what's happening in the Middle East. Don't worry about geopolitics. Just worry about being a good person, being kind, open, and generous to everyone around you. And you have made the world a better place.
Yes.
You do matter. And the great lie is that you don't matter. The great lie is that you have absolutely no impact in this world. And unfortunately, too many people have believed this lie and have absolved themselves of both agency as well as responsibility.
I like those a lot.
Yeah.
Do you think another lie is history is random?
So they don't say history is random. They say history is teleological, meaning that history is moving towards a greater purpose and that we improve generation by generation, right? So do you look at our advances since the scientific revolution? And I think that we've deluded ourselves into believing that we're at the height of civilization. That because we have airplanes, that because we have skyscrapers, because we have the internet, we've achieved the greatest civilization ever in human history. But then you go and look at a place like Egypt, which built the pyramids.
Yeah.
And like, we can't explain the pyramids.
We can't even build them today. Right?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, so if we're the greatest civilization ever in human history,
I think we could build them. I think we could. I think if you gave me the money, I could do it. I'll go out to the desert. As long as there's some water and whatever, you can make some bricks. You can make some big old bricks. You give me some machinery, I could stack them bricks. And then, you know what I mean? I could probably build a pyramid. Or maybe I sound foolish. Maybe you guys think I do, but I think I could build a pyramid.
Why can't we build the pyramids? There's so much of history hidden from us. And so we've just deluded ourselves into believing that we're so much better than everyone else. We're so much superior than every other civilization that's come before us. Right. When I don't think that's actually true. When I think that, you know, if you go and you explore these indigenous communities around the world, maybe the natives, the Inuits in Canada, or, you know,
or the Wintun,
Aboriginal groups in New Zealand, if you actually spend time with them, you find that they are really happy, balanced people with a deep sense of their own self-worth and meaning and purpose in their lives. And I think that's a goal worth striving for.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas we're just these empty vessels trying to
containers
increase the number in our bank account for no particular reason. We don't have a story of who we are, what we're doing here, and where we're going. They do. And I think that's what gives them joy and purpose in life.
Yeah. I think it's because we know that we're probably coming back or going to a better place. You know, like you said, not scared of death. Not scared of things. You don't let things scare you. Don't let, you know, easier said than done. But when you know that that's what they're doing, that's what the bully is trying to do, is scare you. The worst thing you could do is let him scare you. Fuck that, you know?
Stop reading the news. It's ruining your brain.
Yeah.
From Fox to CNN and the old New York Times front page. They don't want the truth. They just want your clicks. They sell us fear and rage, so we stay hooked on their tricks. We keep scrolling all night.
Scrolling all night.
A glass of water sat inside a copper vessel for 8 hours.
Yeah.
When scientists tested it, 99% of all bacteria were completely gone. No filter used, no boiling, no chemicals, just copper metal touching water.
Yep.
That was the full process. The same water inside a plastic bottle was still contaminated. The same water stored in a glass jar remained fully contaminated. The same water kept in stainless steel was still contaminated. Only copper produced water that was nearly sterile overnight.
Yeah.
Here's the part that should make you genuinely angry today. This has been documented for well over 5,000 years now. Ancient civilizations drank from copper vessels every single day. They built entire water systems around this one metal alone. The modern water filter industry chose to bury this entire secret. Because copper does not need a replacement filter cartridge. Because copper cannot generate recurring revenue for anyone. Because copper threatens every dollar they have ever earned.
And that is why I ain't even gonna wait for it to end. All your piping in your house should be made of copper. All your cups should be made of copper. Here I am drinking out of plastic telling you this. But that's because I just learned this too. I probably knew it a long time ago. And now this video reminded me. So now I'm going to get all copper for my glasses. I don't like copper cookware. I don't think you're supposed to cook with copper, but all my glasses that we drink our fluids and our water out of, I'm going to make copper now. Throwing everything away. No plastic. I can't stand plastic. Look at this shit. That's, yeah.
Welcome to Forbidden Camping. If you are not yet subscribed here, hit subscribe and the bell. This is exactly where we dig up what the water filter industry has buried alive for decades and years.
Yeah.
Now let me take you back to where this story actually begins. In 1893, a Swiss botanist by the name of Carl Wilhelm von Nagli was studying algae inside his laboratory. He noticed something that changed the course of all science. When he placed algae in water that had touched copper surfaces, the organisms died, every single time without any exceptions. He called it the oligodynamic effect.
I'm going to start wearing copper too. Fuck it.
From the Greek language, oligos meaning few and dynamis meaning force. A truly microscopic force with devastating power against all living microorganisms. But Nageli was not the first to witness this hidden property. He was simply the first to give it a scientific name on paper. The Egyptians had used copper in medicine since 3,000 years before the Common Era. The Edwin Smith Papyrus remains the oldest known surgical text ever discovered anywhere on Earth. Written 1,600 years before the Common Era, it details copper instruments used to treat wounds and purify the water. Egyptian physicians noticed wounds treated with copper healed faster, and infections disappeared with stunning consistency. They documented these results on papyrus scrolls 5,000.
I was just writing that shit down so I remember it. You should probably do it too. I'm sitting there smoking while I'm watching this shit, and then I got to go to a baseball game, and man, life will go on and I'll forget. So, boom, I might stop at Home Depot, give me some copper. I'll make me some jewelry, make me some bracelets. I need some copper in my life.
1,000 years ago, without understanding the mechanism behind any of it. Across the world in India, the Ayurvedic medical practitioners developed a tradition called Tamra Jal, which means copper water. They stored drinking water overnight inside copper vessels, then consumed it every single morning as a sacred medicinal practice. The Karaka Samhita, written around 300 years before the Common Era, recommends copper vessels for storing all water. Not as luxury decoration, as essential medicine for all people. 5,000 years of unbroken practice across a civilization, and modern science has confirmed every single one of the claims. This video is just the surface of what the industry has hidden.
Yeah.
I collected everything they do not want you to discover today, all in the complete forbidden $2 vault. You will find water purification methods, ancient cultures carefully mastered, and corporations classified as primitive and potentially unsafe. Rust elimination secrets mechanics, buried since 1950. 8, to protect the entire automotive repair industry profits. Energy reduction techniques the power companies spent billions lobbying against in Washington every single year without pause. Humidity solutions costing $3 that easily outperform $500 dehumidifiers sold at all retail locations. Insect repellents indigenous tribes perfected over centuries, and the chemical pesticide industry systematically tried to erase, and much more. Over 10 complete guides in one place. No filler. The link is in the description, or scan the QR code on screen. But stay here. The video is just getting started with evidence. In 2012, researchers published a landmark study in the Journal of Health, Population, and Nutrition. They tested contaminated water with 500 colony-forming units per milliliter of extremely dangerous and deadly bacterial strains. They used enterotoxigenic Escherichia coli and Vibrio cholerae and Shigella flexneri, 3 of the most lethal pathogens that exist on this planet responsible for millions of deaths yearly. They poured the contaminated water into copper vessels. Then, they waited at room temperature. After 16
And let me guess, the copper killed it, right?
hours, not one single living bacterium could be recovered from copper water. 0 colonies on culture plates. Total and complete elimination of every pathogen. And the copper dissolved in the water itself measured 177 parts per billion total. The World Health Organization safety limit for copper in water is 2,000 parts per billion. Over 10 times higher still.
Man, I always noticed that Richard Rollins, I just remembered it. He's always got this thing on. It's copper. I always wondered why he wore it. I'm like, man, I don't even want to say what I call it, but you know what I mean? I didn't like his bracelets. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is he wearing them ass bracelets, you know? And now I think they're copper. I think Ozzy Osbourne used to wear some shit like that too. Man, I got to get me some copper today.
The copper made water safe while killing every dangerous thing inside it. Researchers concluded copper holds immense potential as a point-of-use purification method for all drinking water. If you made it this far, you already know more about copper and water purification than 99% of people on Earth. Man. Subscribe and share this with someone who still believes
Yeah, like and subscribe, please, because I'm going to keep up on this type of stuff.
Only expensive filters work. Everything the industry buried is right in the vault. Link in the description. Now stay with me here. The next vault is the heaviest one we have ever opened for you. So why does absolutely nobody talk about this in mainstream media? Why has the vast majority of the population never even heard of copper water purification as a real and viable option now? Here is the answer.
Here's the answer, you son bitch. I'm going to stay up with... It's not Arthur. What is it? Art Husky? What in the hell? Yeah, whatever that is. That's his channel. I'm keeping up with that. Screenshot. Well, this is how you make sure you don't forget. Oh. That's how it's done, son.
The truest words was from Nietzsche when he said that any man who knows too much can't fit in anywhere. And that's the curse of awareness.
Yeah.
Once you start to delve underneath the surface, that's when you realize this whole world, it's not so simple. And you start to notice who people really are and the games they're playing. And that fake confidence, all the ulterior motives.
Yeah.
And you realize this whole society, it's built on lies. And people, they're sheep. And once you see that, you can't unsee that. So you try and tell people, but they say to you, no, you're overreacting, you are crazy. So you stop talking, but you're still observing, you're still watching, but you know you don't belong anymore. And it's not because you think you're too good for anyone. No, it's because you've seen too much and you're watching everything, and now you know you can't go back to how it was anymore. And awareness, it isolates you. And it's the price of clarity. Because the crowd say, move away. But then at least you know who you are.
It's a state of mind. A state of mind of somebody that, just that's on themselves.
I just got to say something real quick. This dude must be a biker or something, or I'm not sure, but look at his shirt. For one, he's only got it buttoned up to there, and he's got it split like a vato, like an old school vato. And then it says chief, and then he's got his little patches over there, the 3-piece patch on the, I don't know what's going on, but and then stuff he's talking about the brotherhood and all this. Dude reminds me of a biker, that's all I'm saying. This guy, what? I don't know who it is. I honestly don't, because it just says Ryan Podcast Fans. This is somebody who took Sean Ryan's video and made their own, whatever. But so I apologize for not knowing who that dude is, but damn, he must be pretty smart. Oh, I told you. I know it when I see it. 140. Fastest I ever been is 191. Son.
Pack.
Damn. I gotta find out who the dude is. I wanted to hear that story.
What is the greatest lie modern culture is told about the sun?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything about it is wrong.
Everything. The sun is everything, son. I can tell you that from what I know. Let's see what he has to say. The sun is everything.
Everything they believe is a lie because it suits their agenda.
Can you say more?
I mean, I think that covers it.
What is the sun?
Yeah.
What is the sun to us?
The sun is what provides you a trickle of electricity that runs every single thing in your body.
Yep.
I mean, it's the everything. I put a picture out all the time. It says the sun is Tina. What does Tina stand for? There is no alternative. You don't run on anything else. You may think you run on food and exercise, but you don't, because all of that comes from the sun. That's the dirty little secret of nature. And when you understand just how connected that life is for 4.6 billion years, what those centralized shills tell you is just abject propaganda. It's nonsense.
Yep.
It's so they can sell you products.
Yeah.
That's it. It's that simple.
Yeah, but I don't even understand why they want to sell us products, If you own everything, you got it like that, then what do you need to sell anything for? I don't know.
What's that? Oh, people are figuring out that you can put a glass of water by your bedside and it can extract things from your body that may be causing harm. Tell me more! Yeah, more and more people are talking about how they're putting a glass of water, clean glass of water, by their bedside, and they're telling it something before they go to bed, what it is they want it to do.
Oh yeah, I forgot that part. Water that I put a little bit of tea in, I apologize. But water and copper, please do your job and heal me and make me healthy and happy. And thank you, water. I love you. Thank you, water.
This can be things like cleanse me from a disease that I have.
Oh yeah, cleanse me from this bullshit eczema, please. And anything, any parasites and anything else that is in me. Thank you, almighty water. Let you and the sun heal me.
Right now, or the sickness that I have, things like that. And what people are figuring out about this is when they wake up, they can check the glass of water to see what's going on with it. And if it is bubbly at the top of it, that means that whatever was in your body that you asked it to do, it took it out. But sometimes that may not be all of it, so you have to do it repeatedly, pretty much every night, and it can take out whatever's in there, and it will actually even make the water murky and a little off color. Okay? People are saying that they have never felt healthier after doing this. Oh, goody.
I gotta write it down. Water next to my bed and talk to it. Love it.
My life is in danger. Found dead at 34. Becomes 11th mysterious case. Amy Eskridge did not work for the government. She worked for her own company.
The day after she, herself, her institute is shut down and the web page is taken off the internet. Exotic Sciences Institute, also known as...
Okay, the Gravity Research Institute?
Yep.
She was working on anti-gravity.
This was during a podcast. If you stick your neck out in public, at least someone notices if your head gets chopped off.
Yeah.
If you stick your neck out in private, they will bury you, they will burn down your house while you're sleeping in your bed, and it won't even make the news. Yeah. That's why the Institute exists. With Amy, what was interesting was there was no police report of her self-inflicted gunshot, no autopsy, and rapid cremation was ordered. I just wanted to make note that she is dealing with NASA a lot in what she's doing. Okay. They even did pull back in 2020. She was going to be planning to present novel foundational work regarding anti-gravity.
Yeah, but this is also the same girl that was out at bars kicking it and had been known to be drugged several times and all this kind of sketchy shit. So I don't know.
But she needed approval from NASA.
It gets to things that defy gravity, and you wonder where the technology comes from and if it was emanated from things that are not of this earth that we're in possession of. It gets weird, but it is a real physics concept and something that there's a lot of people who believe they have some evidence with it as well, that we do have it. And
I think we got it. You think we got it? Anti-gravity? Let me know in the comments.
When you're dealing with Iran currently, they don't care if they get blown up.
Not at all. They do not care one bit. And this is the thing that honestly sent a chill down my spine. If you start studying Islamic eschatology, I don't recommend you spending any time on this, by the way.
The Mahdi is unbelievable. Okay. That's where you're going.
That's where I'm going. Okay.
Yeah.
So in Islamic eschatology, the Mahdi will emerge as a charismatic messianic world leader during global chaos. He will take control of the world and destroy everyone who resists him. He will invade many nations. He will rule and reign for 7 years. He will broker a 7-year peace treaty with the Jews. He will conquer Israel and massacre the Jews. He will establish an Islamic one-world government headquartered in Jerusalem. He will establish Islam as the only acceptable religion. He will come, bro, this is insane. He will come on a white horse with supernatural power, doing signs and wonders. He will be assisted by a powerful prophet. So we know, you and me know, the rider on the white horse in Revelation 6 is the Antichrist. They use that verse to describe their end times messianic Mahdi. Honestly, man,
they also believe Jesus is going to come back too.
The prophet that they believe will assist the Mahdi, they believe that's Isa. The Islamic view of Jesus is what the New Testament calls another Christ, a false Christ. I'll do one more. If you view Ezekiel 38 as an eschatological prophecy, I do.
I do.
It says that all these nations are going to unite against Israel. Israel and come to attack Israel, that will be the moment that Christ, the true Jesus, returns, and like you said, he just lays waste to the enemies of God. The modern day geographic correspondence to all of those nations are as follows. Gog and Magog, that could be part of Russia or Central Asia. Meshul and Tubal, that's in Turkey. Persia, that's Iran. Cush is Sudan. Put is modern day Libya or broader northern Africa. Gomer is Turkey. Beth Togarmah, that's also Turkey. With the exception of parts of Russia, every single one of those nations today is a dominantly Islamic nation. I don't know how to read this stuff and not go, hey man, Islam might be the strong delusion that ushers in these end times things.
Everything you've just said is absolutely accurate. The other thing is, there's two major groups of Muslim, the Shiites and the Sunnis. The Shiites, their version of the Mahdi is there has to be chaos and war to usher in the Mahdi. When you're dealing with Iran currently, you're going to find out if this regime stays in power. They don't care if they get blown up.
Not at all. They do not care one
So
bit.
the leaders of Iran don't. They want to do whatever it takes to get the Mahdi to come.
That's it. Honestly, the ones that have been in power want global war to trigger Islamic eschatological events.
Yes.
Yeah, you keep going.
I do believe that this one world religion that will be in existence in the tribulation will have a very strong Muslim influence to it.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, maybe that's what's going on right now. I was just reading some shit up on it. Sorry. I don't really want to get into all that because I don't want to offend nobody, and I don't really know what I'm talking about. But maybe it's always a religious war. So maybe that's where we're going.
There is no identifiable chemical imbalance in the human brain other than the chemical imbalance that comes from putting a medication in that brain.
Yeah.
And so we've been sold that there's a chemical imbalance, but there's no science to back that up.
Right. When I was a kid, I was told I had a chemical imbalance. Were you? The thing is, you can't go into any of them places and not be told that you have something. Cock-a-doodle-doo. That's like going into a auto shop and taking your car in there and thinking that you're just going to get a perfect, clean bill of health on your car. No, chances are they're going to find something. That's how it works.
I regard the United States as the most lawless and dangerous country in the world by far. And I want to explain that in the context of our discussion.
By far.
First, we have the biggest war machine by far. It's about $1.5 trillion a year, all in. The Pentagon is $1 trillion. Add in the CIA and the other intelligence agencies. Add in many other departments, Homeland Security, the veterans who are all maimed because of endless wars, and you get to about $1.5 trillion. It swamps all the rest of the world. The United States is the only country that has ever used atomic weapons, and when they were used under completely false pretenses.
Yeah.
They were not to speed the end of the war because Japan was begging to surrender. But Truman wanted to show Stalin a thing or two. And so not just one, but two atomic bombs were used. And the United States never expressed a moment of regret. And when it comes to our world today, you have to look at the great powers to understand these wars. Even the war of Israel and Palestine right now, this is a U.S. war and a proxy war between the U.S. and Iran, every bit as much as it's a war of Israel and Palestine. And so this needs to be understood. What is the source of these wars? The entire Iraq war was not because they thought there were weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass destruction was the outcome of a focus group inside the Pentagon. How are we going to sell this war to the American people? Who made the decision 2 days ago that ATACMS can shoot deep inside Russia? Another brilliant move. We don't even know if the President of the United States is compos mentis right now. We have a deep state that takes these decisions, not a word of explanation to the American people.
Yeah.
It's all lies. And I've seen it all through my life because I've been advisors to prime ministers and to presidents and to central bank governors and to some of the wonderful people on this panel, and I've seen a lot.
I bet you have. I could tell by the anger in your voice.
The tongue is so powerful. Speak good over your life at all times. You can't talk struggle every day and expect blessings to pull up. You can't keep saying you're broke, you're tired, or that nothing works for you and think that your life is going to level up. Words are seeds. What you speak is what grows. Start talking like the version of you you're trying to become. Say you're favored, say you're aligned, say you're blessed, even before it shows up. And watch how your life changes when your mouth stops working against your future. Stop cursing your own path. The universe listens to every single syllable that
Stop cursing your own path.
leaves your lips. If you constantly broadcast defeat, you will automatically manifest a miserable reality. The broken system wants you complaining. They need you vibrating at a very low frequency. True rebellion starts in your mind and explodes straight through your voice. Stop acting like a weak victim. Stop accepting daily defeat. Claim your power. Speak your ultimate victory into existence and watch the matrix shatter.
Yo, facts. Sorry, I'm trying to get this cream on my damn feet. Yeah. Don't talk bad about yourself. Don't talk bad about nobody else, man. Have a little fun and laugh, whatever. But as long as it's not cruel and like evil and mean, it's all good. But yeah, what you say is powerful. It'll become your reality. Man, Harley Davidson keep hitting me up. I think it's because they got this thing this weekend. They want me to go. They be like, you coming, right? I'll be there, son. See my thing right here? Volcano. Shout out to Volcano.
So here's what changes once you understand this. Once you get that language is literal, reality programming technology, you gain complete linguistic sovereignty. You stop speaking unconsciously. You stop signing invisible contracts. You stop casting limitation spells over your own life. You reclaim the creative power they've deliberately hidden from you. This isn't about positive thinking. Positive thinking is surface level. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. This is about understanding that you are a frequency generator broadcasting electromagnetic signatures every second. And language is how you tune that frequency. Some people manifest easily. And listen, it's not because they're more spiritual or more blessed. They just understand that every sentence is a contract with the universe. And the universe always says yes.
That every sentence is a contract with the universe. And the universe always says yes. Don't forget that shit.
Why decode language when you can just memorize what they tell you it means? Right? Just trust us. This word means this. Don't ask where it came from. Don't ask what the roots are. Just memorize it and move on. This was coordinated. After World War II, after they saw what propaganda could do, how language could move entire nations, how words could convince people to do unspeakable things.
That's how you get, presidents like Obama. He was a real good speaker. People that can stand up and speak and convince a lot of people. You got to watch out for them people. Charlie Kirk. I don't know if his motive was good or bad, or I don't even know the whole story about that shit, but I know what ended up happening to him. So these people that can speak very good and influence nations, you got to watch out. Really pay attention. Or don't. Even better.
They systematically removed linguistic literacy from education. Edward Bernays. You got to know this name. Nephew of Sigmund Freud. Literally wrote the book on propaganda, public relations, he called it. He understood that controlling language controls populations. And his whole philosophy was this: a population that decodes language is dangerous. A population that understands etymology asks too many questions. They see through the manipulation. They recognize the spells being cast.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to recognize the language when people talk, the shit they're saying. Shit's powerful.
I don't chase, I attract. Everything finds its way back. I don't stress, I don't fight. My whole life is flowing right out.
Yeah. I read the comments in this, and it said when you listen to music like this and everything she's saying, people said that when they listened to this, their life changed 100%. All the comments said, ever since I listened to music like this, my life has changed, and I'm so happy. Her shit's slapping, too. I don't know if it's a real person or AI. I'm about to look into it, but yeah. Damn it.
In peace, I let go fear. What is mine is already here. I don't run, I don't wait. The universe knows my fate.
Yeah.
I love money and money loves me fine.
I love money, money love me. Yeah, I like that shit. I got to keep pausing it in case it's copywritten, but
Financial freedom running to me. I get paid to exist, just be. Everything flows so effortlessly.
How true it was when Plato said, "Democracy never selects the best leader, it always selects the best liar." And that is why every democracy eventually fails. Democracy does not reward wisdom, it rewards persuasion. The man who understands reality loses to the man who can manipulate perception. The honest lose to the charming. The disciplined lose to the theatrical.
the honest lose to the charming. Man, you got to listen to what he's saying. Holy shit.
Plato said, "The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior." That is not moral advice, it is a law of power. When competence withdraws, manipulation advances. When truth is costly, lies become efficient. And when popularity determines authority, deception becomes strategy. Democracy does not collapse from the outside, it hollows itself out from within. And when the lies finally shake the system, the ending is predictable. The people do not resist tyranny, they beg for it.
I think that might be what we got going on right now. I hope not. It's just my opinion and for entertainment purposes only, but I think we got something like that going on. Or we got this polar shift thing about to come. Or who knows, you know?
What would be the effect if we wind up with digital programmable currency?
If we move there, then if I want you to not be able to leave your home, your money won't work if you leave your home. If I want you to be able to eat foods made with insects and not be able to buy real meat, your money won't work to buy real meat. If I want you to take a vaccine a month and I mandate vaccines for you and your family, if you don't, I'll turn off your money. So I have complete control of your food, your healthcare, your spatial travel, everything. So you are no longer in a democracy or a democratic republic. You are in a slavery system.
Oh, that's why you never, ever want to let them do that. Because they can't only just turn your money off, they can change your money so it only works for certain things. They can't do that with physical money now. Everybody will take physical money. Money is money. It works for all kinds of different shit. So if they want to turn it into digital money, it's so they can control it in them kind of ways. Fuck that. I mean, I like a little bit of digital currency, the way it works with the bank and the phone, and it makes it real convenient. But if they're going to take away physical money and change the whole system and put you on some kind of China credit system like that, where they can make it to where your card doesn't work for alcohol. You can't use your money to go buy drugs or whatever you want to do as a free person. Not saying you should go buy drugs. I'm just saying they will be in control over what you can use it for, like an EBT card.
I think the U.S. government probably has unlocked 0 point or close to 0 point energy, which
which would be pulling energy out of the vacuum. We have inventors that have done that over and over and over.
Making energy out of apparently nothing.
Well, we could start with, there's a man named Charles Pogue, who in the 30s tinkered with his carburetor and was able to get 200 miles a gallon.
I remember that.
It was engineers, investigated, scientists. It's totally proven. It worked. He was going to be a zillionaire or whatever. He's just going to transform society. And the problem was, once the news of his engine got out, the oil stocks crashed. They just crashed. So the oil industry lobbied the U.S. government, we have to do something about this. And in 1951, the Inventions Secrecy Act was passed. So now, if you patent any device that is more than 20% efficient, that's instantly classified. That is now a state secret. It's vital to national security. You can't talk about it, you can't build it, and you can't sell it unless you sell it to the U.S. military. You cannot do it. That went on for a while. And then there was a man named Tom Ogle. And Tom is, this is the 70s now. He accidentally rewires his lawnmower engine to take the exhaust and pump it back into the carburetor. And this thing runs on a gallon of gas for 78 hours or something like that. So he can reconfigure his car. It was like a 1970s.
You hear that? He ran his exhaust back into his carburetor. So it was a circular system because there's unburnt fuel coming out. That's why the emissions is so important. There's still fuel coming out. And you're paying all this money for this gas. And it's not even burning all of it. So circulate it back around. Well, a lot of vehicles probably do that now. They stole his idea. And that's how they're making good gas mileage. But maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. About to try that shit. Hook up the exhaust. Put a turbo on there while I'm at it.
76 Ford Galaxy, you know, like a boat. And he's getting 200 miles to the gallon on the thing. He's offered $1 billion from an oil-producing country. Shell Oil offers him $25 million for the patent that he considers, but they're going to shelve it. So he says no. It's considered maybe one of the biggest inventions of the century. Suddenly,
They're going to shelve it. So he says, nah, if you're going to buy my shit, I want you to use it and change society and help everybody with it. But they're like, nah, we're going to buy it from you so we can keep it a secret. They still do that shit to this day.
Without a history of drug use, stumbles out of a bar. And that's the end of Tom Ogle's story. And
yeah, he stumbled out of the bar, and I think they said got hit by a car or something. I'm not sure what he said. He stumbled out of the bar, and that's the last they ever heard of him. I don't know if he got hit by a car or whatever, but that's what it sounded like.
That all disappears. All that research goes away. And this repeats over and over and over again till we get to Stanley Meyer. And you might remember Stanley Meyer and the water car. This is 1990s now. So now we have a vehicle that doesn't even, we're not even talking about fossil fuels and protecting a multi-trillion-dollar industry. We've got a car that runs on water using electrolysis, which has been around since the 1700s. But electrolysis requires a lot of energy and perfect water without impurities. But Stanley's figured out how to take tap water, put it into his car, and run his car on water. What it does is splits the water into hydrogen, oxygen, runs on hydrogen. Hydrogen is a fuel, it works. And it works, and he drives it all over the place. It's all over the news. Engineers look at it. They say, this is the invention of the century. This changes everything. He's offered $1 billion and millions of dollars, and everyone wants his engine. And he's sitting at, I think he's sitting at a Cracker Barrel with his brother and some investors. And they raise a glass to toast new investment to go into the future. And they take their toast, and Stanley suddenly doesn't feel well. He runs outside. He starts vomiting.
And what do you know? We never heard of Stanley.
They want American kids to rot in hell, but they want their kids to grow up with the ability to focus. And it's the same thing with the tech guys in Silicon Valley. They don't let their kids use this stuff. They make their nannies sign contracts that they will not let the kid have a phone. They will not expose the kid to that. They send their kids to schools like the Waldorf school precisely because there are no computers or tech in the classroom. So once again, we see their revealed behavior. They know they designed it to be addictive. They know it's addictive. They don't let their kids use it.
And they don't want them to be influenced by other people, other kids, because they're rich and they can have everything they want, and they want to program their kid like you program a computer. I don't know why. A lot of rich people's kids are fucked up, actually, so it might not be a good idea.
There are case studies and reports of people with dissociative identity disorder, so like two personalities or multiple personalities inside of a person, where one of them has a medically diagnosable condition and the other one does not.
Are you shitting me?
No, this is proven. Like one of them could be cortical.
Are you shitting me, son?
blind, or one could have color blindness. One of them could have some kind of a diabetic condition. There were several conditions where these other personalities would have allergies, even skin allergies and rashes in response to cat hair. And just upon reading this, I'm thinking, like, could I make someone with severe depression have an alter ego that doesn't have the